Welcome, dear friends and new viewers. You're with Elise. Hi, this is your April Zodiac Wheel reading, and I'm just showing you here some of my collection for my esoteric and psychic work that I do, and I'm giving everything a good smudge and purifying the air today. 2020 is proving to be a bit of a tough year, yeah? After our horrendous bushfires that people are still displaced and recovering from, now we as a world are retreating and distancing ourselves due to this once in 100 years pandemic. So reflection at this time is beneficial, and we can reflect on history with our ancestors, our grandparents, great-grandparents, and what they lived through and how they dealt with it, because past karma is very powerful at the moment. Past lives, there is powerful cosmic downloads that are being received here through April and beyond. So we're all following the rules, and it's giving many of us lots of time to study some of the things that we're interested in that maybe we haven't had time to do. As you can see, I've done lots of studying with my astrology over the years. These books are well used. I'll start putting them away to make room now for the reading. These are some of the cards that I do use. Crystal, this is a new deck that I'm still looking into, and it's beautiful, and I really love it. My animal medicine cards, and these are the animal medicine cards too. These are the divine direction cards that always have lovely little messages for us. And this month of readings, I'm going to actually use these beautiful angel guardian cards. They are new, so I will be using the book that comes with it to get some references out of it, but they are gorgeous messages, and they have wonderful affirmations with them, which I think will be very helpful for you all. So a little something extra for you all while you're self-isolating. And here's some oils too that I've been using just to help with the atmosphere in my home. There's eucalyptus oil and tea tree oil. I find them very, very helpful when dealing with coughs, colds. Some of you may be working on what's known as the front line. At the start of the year, our brave firefighters and emergency services were the front line. Now it's the police and healthcare workers and medical staff, and we are all so grateful for all of you for doing the work that you do. I'm a healthcare worker, and I go to work to look after senior citizens in their homes who are vulnerable. I've been a healthcare worker for over 10 years now. But my shifts have been reduced due to the situation that we're dealing with, because some of the elderly clients that we have can't go out and do their socialising and shopping and things like that. So they're cancelling some of their shifts, which reduces my roster hours. So I've included for each of you in the zodiac wheel the position of the supermoon for each sign. and the area of your life that it's illuminating to show you the way forward, and to show us the way forward. And I just want you all to know that I am sending out all of my love to this tribe around the world. Those of you watching from New Zealand, those in Australia, hello the UK, in USA, stay safe, stay indoors, India, Africa, the Philippines, Asia, Canada. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and for sharing my videos with your friends, for liking, sharing your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We may be isolated now, but we can still stay connected. And you are all very powerful energies. So use your energies. Those of you that are earth angels, light workers, indigo, crystal healers, you can now assist in the global mission and indeed in your own global personal mission, even if you do feel you're not qualified or you're not prepared. You can still help. Welcome and hello Scorpio. Thank you for joining me for your April Zodiac Wheel reading. I'm just going to focus in here for you Scorpio into the frequency of Scorpions and ask for any messages to be brought through for you, for your highest good and for the good of all concerned. Oh, thank you. Exactly the right number. Love it. Okay, so Scorpio, we've got the Hierophant here for you, otherwise known as the Pope. So this is saying to me that you are viewing the world as it's sort of like the day of reckoning kind of energy I'm picking up on here. So there's a lot of contemplation and deep soul searching. You're honouring your higher self, and you're also honouring your higher beliefs. Okay? Because you can be viewing this world as a battle of triumph and defeat. And you know, being Scorpio, you tackle things with intensity as much as you feel things with intensity. And the Hierophant, it is about establishments. It's the church or religion. So you're readjusting your faith and your beliefs, I feel, Scorpio. You're not just following the crowd with that, and in a way leading the way with it. And you can trust in that too. I think, you know, if you're, whatever your beliefs are, and whatever your religion is, your philosophy or your spiritual view, you can trust your instincts and your intuition at this time. You may even be receiving some messages from above or from another realm. So if you do feel that that's coming through for you, write them down, because they could be very helpful for you to be able to reflect on. Now here with the Seven of Wands in the second house is a message of self-control. Okay, so when you... This time that we're going through at the moment is a great lesson in control. What we can control and what we can't control. What we can control, what comes into our space. We can control what we don't want in our life. This card is building barriers. It's putting up barriers. But I don't necessarily feel that this is you putting up the barriers. This is you coming to terms with some barriers that have been put up. Okay? Because there's that intensity of the Scorpio energy that wants to be in control. And this is letting you know that not just you, but all of us have control over nothing. And the only thing that we, in the external world, we have control over nothing in the external world. The only thing we do have control over is what we think and what comes out our mouth. What we say, how we say it, and what we actually allow ourselves to think. That's what we've got control over. You've got no control over another human being. We've got no control over whether or not we can go shopping at the moment. We've got no control of who we can meet out in the street at the moment. So we've got no control over any of that. But we have got control over what we think, what we say to people, how we allow our minds to think. So this is all pertaining to you having control over that, and it's going within and controlling that impulse in you to control. Okay, and I feel Scorpions and Capricorns are actually struggling with this the most. Not learning how to be able to come from a place of love and not fear. When you're trying to control others, it's your fear of things not being in place the way you want them. So it's the ego that is doing that. You're not coming from your higher self, which is a place of love and the vibration of love. Now the ego is easily identified. It's the mind that never stops chattering. It's the loud ranting person or the loud ranting voice in your head. That's ego. Trying to drown out the love vibration of high spirit within us all, with your own spark of inner light, which is a love vibration. That is the voice that whispers. Okay? So when the ranting mind, monkey mind that won't stop chattering takes over, that's your ego. So there's a time here now through April for you to practice stopping that and learning how to let go of the ego mind and focus more on the loving mind. The loving mind also holds no judgment of another. A judgment is only your opinion, not a fact. So I will ask what your angel card is for this month from the Guardian Angels deck, which is a new deck that I have with beautiful messages. So what message from the Guardian Angels do you have for Scorpio? Or what Guardian Angel is there for Scorpio to ask for help this month? The Angel of Faith. Interesting, because you did have the Hierophant, which is also a card of faith. Maybe you just need to really have the faith that there's something higher and than yourself. The bigger picture is you know, got this sorted, even though you can't see it from where you're sitting at the moment. But it's a beautiful message to have there with the angel of faith. So I'll just look that up for you, because I'm still learning these cards. And the angel of faith, you have the faith to believe that anything is possible. And your affirmation to help quieten that mind is, I am a spiritual being who is guided by the angelic realm. I have the faith to believe that anything is possible. So that's your affirmation. Okay? So overcome any of your inner pride to be able to tolerate your own failures. Because otherwise you may find that you'll be making life harder for yourself than what it needs to be. And all this is coming from a past life or from your past. Okay, so it's some kind of karmic debt being paid out here. But by learning humility and expressing your emotions from a place of true love and vibration to all of those that you encounter and all those that are in your life, your family included, you will find that you are able to nurture, not control, not be opinionated, but nurture from a place of wisdom. Okay, so that brings you to the influence of the King of Cups in your third house. And that is digging deep into your emotions and being able to understand people on a really deep level and communicate deeply. So you will be finding, you know, you might even surprise yourself how tuned into the psychic realm you actually are, Scorpio. And as you are, you're a water sign, so the water signs do tend to have that natural ability. Even though if they don't recognise it in themselves, others will see it in you. Now this is a water sign masculine energy in the King of Cups being shown here in the area of neighbourhood, communication, siblings, and it does govern short distance travel as well. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer is the cup energy. And one of the strongest influences transiting through the third house at the moment for Scorpios is Jupiter. Now, Jupiter will be leaving Capricorn and moving into Aquarius, and then it will be joining Saturn and Mars, but that's a bit later down the track. In the meantime, through a lot of April, the Jupiter influence in the third house, which is what I'd explain, neighbourhood, siblings, short distance travel, communications, is the beginning of a new cycle in your life. Now Jupiter will be here in 12 years time again, because it's got a 12-year transit. So every 12 years there's a renewal, there's a new cycle, and a set of old beliefs end and the new beliefs start to blossom, and you start to learn a new understanding that enhances what you've already learnt in the last 12 years. So don't be surprised if your philosophies on life change through this Jupiter transit through this area of your wheel. You may reach a new level of understanding about yourself and about those that you're close to, and how to communicate with them better. It's easy for us to blame somebody else for things, but when it's all said and done, and that's the beauty of astrology, I find, it always is about yourself. The only one that can change anything is yourself, and change it for the better. And if you're changing it for the better in order to serve others, you're coming from the right place. But if you're changing it for the better in order to just serve yourself, you will keep having to deal with the same issue over and over again. Okay? It'll keep coming back. So you will learn through possibly meeting new groups, or a new teacher may appear. You're also inclined to take on new activities. Okay, right? So it's a beneficial time. And it's having a profound change on you and how you view your life. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So your ability to communicate better than what you have been able to in the past is expanding. So people will notice. Alright? Now, it's also a situation here in the third house where Jupiter will be conjuncting Pluto. Now, that is going to give you a great nudge towards the goals that you've been trying to achieve, even though it may appear at the moment that some of those goals are being put on hold. But you feel like you can move mountains to achieve them, all right? And you do feel powerful, and indeed you are. But it's important to not use your power to manipulate others in a getting one up on someone all the time kind of energy. So don't play games or try and manipulate, because it will backfire on you. Okay, so use that inner power that you have, and you've got a great wealth of it here, for good and for positive. And the energies that are really strong for everyone here, pretty much all through 2020, is about home and family and career and social status. That's where the axis is. And for everybody it is the same thing. So use this time wisely. Because you can really achieve some great changes in your life and growth through your own self-discovery. Things that you never knew you could turn your hand to, for example. And the isolation that we're in, I think, really is bringing this to the fore. Now, here you're tying up loose ends to do with home and family. So there's some things around your place of abode that you need to get sorted. This is the base of the matter. So if everything's in place here, then the rest of your life runs much more smoothly. There is obstacles being removed, and it's the time of 9. So whether that's 9 days, 9 weeks, or the 9th month, let me know in the comments what you think the 9 is symbolic of for you. But there are obstacles being removed, and 9 weeks takes us into about the middle of May. So if things have been holding you up and you've had to tie up some loose ends, you may find around the middle of April or early May, middle of May, there will be some things moving out of the way for you so that you can get through. But you've got to take care of the details, this is saying. And it's family and home, your heritage, your private life, your psychological foundations. Don't be surprised if the home is a little bit busy and unpredictable. So that might be that you're more isolated than usual, so you're in the home, and so yeah, you're very busy doing what you got to do there. Okay. Now here in the area of where you find your joy, the fun house, there is you being creative there. There's some things you can turn your hands to. And, you know, you may find that you're so good at it that you might actually get a little bit of pocket money out of it. To me, the Three of Pentacles is the card of the aristocrat. And it's the apprenticeship card as well. But through your creative mind, you can create masterpieces, really. You're feeling too that there is a new direction that is needed. But on the positive side, you're wanting to take that new direction. It can't come quick enough for you. You're a bit impatient about it, and that's probably one of the reasons why you're getting a bit frustrated with not being able to control your destiny, so to speak. But this is a necessary part of your destiny, your passion. You'll find your joy there. And you've got that eagerness to rise to that challenge. But on the other hand, it is possible that you're feeling a bit restless and unsure about how to proceed. So I'm hearing take your time. Just do little bits of your relaxation projects at a time, whatever that may be. No need to rush. No need to force matters. Because the new path will become clear. Now, here you have celebrations. This is in your working life, your co-workers, your health and well-being. There's celebration, so there's some good news. So you've had a breakthrough there at some level, which is always very nice for us to feel that we've broken through some barrier, because you're tackling head on having barriers in the way of things that you want to do. But there's a sign of success and breakthrough here, and you've got that energy there of beauty and harmony as well, because you've got the sun in the 6th house. And it's having a nice aspect to Venus, actually. So that's always good, which is in the 7th house. So, yeah, so beauty and harmony are within reach. Especially and particularly in your close relationships, whether it's with your partner or your co-workers. And if you take the time to let your loved ones know how much you appreciate them by concentrating on them, let them know how important they are in your life, then you will find that you will flourish. It's holding back from letting people know how much they mean to you and how much you care about them that puts blockages in your way. Alright? Now the other good sign with this Three of Cups here is that there is the potential of work or the job that you're doing to flourish. So anything to do with co-workers or working on your health and well-being, you will flourish. Now here in the area of partnerships and business partnerships, you've got the Three of Swords. So there's some sort of disappointment when it comes to relationships or partnerships. You may not have things exactly the way you would like them to be. Now on the 24th, 23rd 23rd, 24th of April, we've got the new moon in Taurus. So at that time, you can really find the stability and establish your routines. Instead of letting your mind worry, because I'm feeling that you're worried about this, or it's getting to you at some level and causing you some sort of upset or disharmony. So you need to replace that with one of these affirmations that I've read out to you with the angel of faith, and have that faith. Ask the angels for help to keep your faith if you're struggling with a business associate, or it could be a marriage partner. I'll just ask what Divine Card's message is for you to focus on when your mind is getting too stuck in the worry mode. Your goals. So, if it is time for you to take your goals off the back burner, go after them. Okay. So while you're worrying about what's not going the way you want, take your mind off that and go back to what were your goals, and you know, focus on those. And remember your past achievements. Now, in the area of joint enterprise, other people's resources, endings and beginnings, you have the wish fulfilled. So all is not lost. You may not be able to see that things are going to smooth out, and you're in a temporary state of dissatisfaction in connection with business or relationship. All is not lost, and you will have your wish fulfilled. There is someone you can turn to, or something that you can ask for help. Okay? And it's also, that 8th house there is also about a common purpose, being involved in a common purpose with others. Now here in the 9th house, you have sailing out of trouble with the 6 of Swords, so I do like that. So there is some joy that you find through the discovery of truth, and you need to be aware of the duality between the worldly and spiritual realms. So getting more in touch with that spiritual realm. Yes, we are here working on the worldly plane, but we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and this is letting you know, if you can view it from that perspective, then you will be sailing out of trouble. Because it's a troubled mind more that I'm picking up here, Scorpio. And it's about not being able to control events. And it's to do with foreign lands, foreign cultures, that kind of thing. So you may have wanted to travel or go visit someone overseas, or it may even be in your own land, but it was, you know, travelling at a distance, and you've had to put all that on hold. Well, this is letting you know within the next 6 days to 6 weeks there will be a breakthrough there. Alright? So something will be revealed to you in that you can move forward with it. So that's good. So May is looking a lot of things are being freed up through May. So in the zenith of our wheel, you have strength. Ta-da! Winning through, being able to tackle everything, take the bull by the horns, and you're fit enough, you're strong enough, you're healthy enough. You've been doing, spending your time working on your spiritual, superconscious mind, taking the time to not be too hard on yourself and relinquish control, and that will put you in a position where you're back in the driver's seat again. Okay, so the strength is also a message of the symbol of eternity. Constant change. Nothing stays the same forever, including our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts, and anything that's what we're used to and how we're used to it being. As we've seen, you know, who would have thought that all these countries all around the world would shut down and stop it and just stop. You know, no, you wouldn't have thought that would happen for love nor money, but it has. So it's a big message of the give and take of life, the figure 8 symbol of affinity, and the constant flow, constant change. Okay, because things are constantly changing. And this is also letting you know that you are likely to shine professionally, because you also have been showing your leadership skills professionally. So there could be some sort of promotion that comes out of this come into May. And it's the number 8, so it could be August. But there's things being put in place here through April that are going to have you sitting in a very good position by August at the very least. Now, again, we have another water sign, the Queen of Cups here. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. We've got the King of Cups down here in the communication area, as I explained earlier. And here you have the Queen of Cups. So with your friendship groups and your hopes and wishes, you're really, with your friends and social life, you're coming from a really deep, nurturing place, and others are really being quite attracted to you, and you're drawing you, or they're drawn to you, rather. They're being drawn to you and turning to you. And you can help them, and you're coming from a place of love and depth for them there. The nurturing side of you is very strong. So you've done a lot of work here through April, and you're really got in tune with that motherly side of yourself. Water signs can't help being motherly, really. Which is fine, you know, it's fine, it's all good. So, it's a time that you can reassess your life goals, and in a way you're going to be finding whether or not you're going in the right direction, and if you're on the right path, and you're manifesting that, and there's going to be signs for you showing you if you need to change your direction or if you need to adjust your path. It's a professional, something in your profession will really be the one thing that really sticks out to you, as long as you can quieten that mind. Remember, the only thing we've got control over is our mind, what we think and what we say, and how we say it to others. Come from a place of love. This is showing that you're, by trying to control others or shifting blame, you're coming from a place of fear. which is what the media is telling us anyway. I mean, it's sort of started to slow down telling us the fearful side of things. See, the powers that be have more control over you if you're in fear. Anyone has more control over you. If you're coming from a place of fear, you're easily upset. So that means other people have control over your emotions. Whereas if you're coming from a place of the vibration of love, no matter what somebody else says to you, you will contemplate it, but you won't take it on board, so that you feel attacked. And I just feel that that's a message there of to really practice coming from a place of love, not a place of fear. And you will know if you're coming from fear by how you react to what somebody else says to you. And it's because, Scorpio, you really feel things so intensely. You really do. And so it's hard for you to not get upset easily. Because, you know, you tend to feel that you've got to fix everything. When all you really need to do is fix what goes on in your head and practice calming the mind and listening to the voice that whispers instead of the loud, ranting voice. And when you listen to the voice that whispers, you tend to talk calmer and quieter and more tranquilly as well. Words can hurt, so be careful with your words. But professionally, you're shining bright. So I do feel that this month you will use the time well. So what message of confirmation do you have for Scorpio here through April? What is the confirmation card for Scorpio? There we are. So once you get through all that, Scorpio, you have the 6th of summer, and it is the goose. And that is the love and care of children. Could become an important part of your life, or people from your childhood may return to it. Old memories can be healed, or possibly old childhood dreams are ready to be revived. Oh, that's nice. And another bird, we have Swan, and that's the Queen of Summer. And her message is, this is a time of deep emotion and heightened intuition that you can trust completely. Be mindful you don't ignore your own needs while caring for others. And your key words are compassionate, loving, caring, and psychic. Lovely. So you do have that breakthrough in big ways. And I do feel that feeling of being emotionally at sea and the boundaries between your feelings and the outside world that have been blurred, which is being shown there with that 9 of Swords, I do feel that you break through that and you can find that harmonious balance and that peace that you've been looking for. And the peace isn't about being in isolation. The peace is being able to be with your family, mingle with people that you are close to, and release those harmful childhood memories, let go of them. They're not happening now, and you can move forward. These are all the things that you are achieving here through April. It's definitely a time of renewal. So thank you, Scorpio, for joining me for your reading. I look forward to talking to you again next time. Until then, stay safe and, you know, practice our distancing and practice being comfortable in our own skin and enjoying our own company, which will relieve some of the worries of other people's burdens upon you, okay, that make you feel that you've got to fix everything, and you don't. You just have to concentrate on what you need to fix for yourself. And from that, you will grow from a place of love. So, much love and many blessings to you, Scorpio. Namaste.